Some people say that according to Yochanan or John 5:8-9, Yeshua told a man to lift up his bed on the day of Shabbat, which is considered work in Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 17:21-22. Therefore, he taught the man to break or disobey the fourth commandment of God that Moses or Moshe wrote in his book or written Torah. Alright, before we can conclude anything, let's read Yochanan or John 5:1-17. After these things, there was a feast or holy day of the Jews, and Yeshua went up to Jerusalem or Yerushalayim. Moreover, there is in Jerusalem or Yerushalayim, upon the sheep gate, a pool that is called in Hebrew tongue Bethesda or Beit Chesed, having 5 porches. In these 5 porches lay down many number of sick, blind, lame, withered, waiting for the stirring of the water. For the angel or messenger would come down according to a certain time in the pool, and would stir the water. Therefore, after the stirring of the water, the first one to step in became well or healthy, whatever condition holds him down. Moreover, a certain man was there, having the sickness for 38 years. Yeshua, seeing this man lying down, and knowing that he had already been there a long time, says to him, "Do you want to become well or healthy?" The sick answered him, "Lord, whenever the water stirs, I have no man to throw me into the pool. Moreover, in which I come, another comes down before me." Yeshua says to him, "Rise, lift up your bed, and walk." And immediately the man became well or healthy, and he lifted up his bed and walked. Moreover, in that same day was Shabbat. Therefore the Jews told the one who had been healed, "It is Shabbat, it is not lawful for you to lift up your bed." He answered them, "The one who made me well or healthy, that one said to me, 'Lift up your bed and walk.'" Therefore they asked him, "Who is the man that said to you, 'Lift up your bed and walk'?" Moreover, the one who had been healed did not see who it was, for Yeshua quietly withdrew, a number of people being in the spot. After these things, Yeshua found him in the temple and said to him, "Look, you have become well or healthy. Sin no more, in order that no more evil of certain will become of you." The man went away and told the Jews that it was Yeshua who made him well or healthy. And through that thing, the Jews were persecuting Yeshua and were seeking to put him to death, because he was doing these things on Shabbat. Moreover, Yeshua answered them, "My Father is working even now, even I am working." Now, let's read Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 17:21-22. "So, Yahweh said, Guard your soul, and do not lift up a burden on the day of Shabbat, and come to the gates of Jerusalem or Yerushalayim. Do not go out with a burden from your house on the day of Shabbat, and you shall not do any workmanship, and you shall keep it holy, the day of Shabbat, which I commanded your fathers." So, what Yeshua was working on that day of Shabbat was healing a man who was sick for 38 years, which is a holy thing to do. Therefore, it is not a violation to the fourth commandment of God, for it is written in Shemot or Exodus 28, "Remember the day of Shabbat, to keep it holy." And at the same time, Yeshua did not tell that man to lift up his burden. Instead, Yeshua only told that man to lift up his bed. Because understand that the bed was not the burden for that man. Instead, the burden for that man was his sickness that held him down for 38 years. According to Yeshua, the word or voice of God in Yochanan or John 5:46-47, "For if you believe Moses or Moshe, you will believe me, for he wrote about me. Moreover, if you believe not his book or in Torah, how much more will you believe my words?" Also, according to Yeshua, the word or voice of God in Matthew or Matthew 5:17-19, "Think not that I came to destroy the law or in Torah, or the prophets or Nevi'im. I never came to destroy, but to fulfill or do. For surely I speak to you, even the sky and the world perish, one jot or one least of the law or in Torah will never perish. Nothing will perish of the law or in Torah. Even all will be fulfilled or done." who certainly breaks one of these least commandments, mitzvah or mitzvot, and teach men after this manner, will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does or fulfill and teach these will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. If you find this helpful, just simply like and subscribe to this channel. If you want to help back, just kindly donate at our Ko-fi or Patreon. Links are in the description. Thank you and God bless.